Next ayat has a different topic, and this topic is about a portion of the Hajj or Umrah. When people go for Hajj and Umrah, then one of the actions which was done or which is done during the Hajj or Umrah is inside the Kaaba area. There are two small hills. They are called As-Safa and Al-Marwa. So one of the part of the Hajj is or Umrah is to go between those two. That's called Sa'i. So this ayat is about that ritual of the Hajj. So the ayat says, Inna Safa wal Marwa. Okay? Inna means indeed, surely. Okay? Okay. And as you can see, the word is straight. As-Safa is the name of one hill, and Al-Marwa or Marwata is the name of the other hill. So these are the names of the two small hills there. Okay? As-Safa and Al-Marwa. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that surely As-Safa and Al-Marwa and wow in between. So this is As-Safa and Al-Marwa. Okay. What are these two things? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling what are these two things. So the word is sheen and ra, and sha'arun, if you make a noun like that, sha'arun means a sign or a symbol. That's the word. Sha'arun means a sign. And its plural is sha'arun or sha'airun. Sha'airun means signs. Okay. Now, if we put the word Allah after that, Allahu, okay, and you combine these two, then by the combination, the meaning will be signs of Allah. Okay? Signs of Allah. And in Arabic, what we do when we combine two nouns, we remove one dhamma from here and we move this dhamma to a kasra. So the combined word will be pronounced Sha'airullahi. Okay? So this will become Sha'airullahi. Which means signs of Allah. Sha'airullahi. Okay. Originally the word was Sha'airun and Allahu. When we combine them by putting an off in between, then the combined word is pronounced as Sha'airullahi. Signs of Allah. Okay. Now, if you put min before that, min means among. Min means from or among. Okay. So min is also a harf jar, and what it does, it changes this dhamma to a kasra. So the word becomes min sha'airillahi, among the signs of Allah. As-Safa and Al-Marwa are among the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that when you go and perform the Hajj or Umrah, and you also go between the Safa and Marwa, those two hills are the signs of Allah. You're not doing anything unrelated thing. It's a part of the Hajj and Umrah. Okay? So that is what the importance Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning, that these are the symbols or signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these two hills. They have historical importance, and they have, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them a value. So you go and visit these two places and you walk in between them, As-Safa and Al-Marwa. Okay? So this is what? Min sha'airillah, among the signs of Allah. Or symbols of Allah. That means something that has importance in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Faman hajjal baita. So let's look at those words. Okay. So first word is fa and man. Fa means so and man means whoever. Okay. So whoever. And the next word is made of these three letters, ha, jim, jim. Okay? And it has a special meaning to go for Hajj. Okay? So if I put three fathahs on that, it will become ha, ja and ja. This means he went for Hajj. Third person, he went for Hajj. Okay. That's the meaning of Hajjaja. When you put three fathahs, it becomes the past tense of third person. Fa'ala, he did. Hajjaja, he went for Hajj. Okay. And these two jims can be written down together with a shadda. So it will become Hajjaja. So this can be written as Hajjaja. Okay. Two jims can be written together. It becomes, and that's the word is in the Quran, Hajj. Okay. So Faman Hajjaja, whosoever went for Hajj. Okay? And then the word after that is Al-Baita. Okay? What is Al-Baita? Bait, we say Baitullah. Baitullah means the house of Allah. So Al-Baita means the house. Okay? Hajj Al-Baita, so whoever went for Hajj to the house of Allah, to the Kaaba. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that whoever wants to go or whoever went there to Al-Bayt, Al-Baytul Haram or Kaaba or house of Allah, whoever went for Hajj. Okay? Or whoever goes for Hajj. Okay? So whoever went for Hajj or he did Hajj. Okay. And Hajj, now it's being specified that Hajj of the house of Allah, which is Baytul Haram or Baytullah, and here it is the word only Bayt, al-Bayt is used. Okay, so went for Hajj to the house. Bayt means house. So whoever goes for Hajj, okay. Now after this, there are two other words. Okay. So it is, first word is aw. Aw means or. First word is awil tamara, but the first part is alif with a waw, which means or. Okay. And then after that, these are the three letters, ain, mim, and ra. Okay. These are three letters, and they belong to the group we call fa'ala. Amara means to build something, like imarat or building, okay? But that is not the meaning here. We make a bigger word by adding an alif and a ta. If we add an alif and a ta, this alif here and this ta here, so it becomes iftala. And if we do the same thing here, this will become, we just add an alif and ta, this will become i'tamara. I'tamara means to go for umrah. I'tamara become a special meaning. Okay? You go for Hajj or you go for umrah. Umrah is called i'tamara. Okay? So umrah is a Hajj in the non-Hajj days. Okay? Umrah is when you go and it's not the season of the Hajj, you do Umrah. The Hajj is not started yet. Before or after, whenever you do and do the same things, go do a tawaf of Kaaba, and you do the sa'i between the Safa and Marwa, that portion is called Umrah. Obviously, in Umrah, you don't have to do everything that you do in the Hajj. Like you don't have to sacrifice, or you don't have to go to the Muzdalifah and Arafat and Mina. But whatever you do inside the Kaaba is a part that you also do in the Hajj. Okay? So that is called Umrah. Okay? Which is i'tamara in Arabic. Which is the word in the Quran here. Hajj al-Baita, Hajj of the house, or the Umrah. I'tamara is the same word here. I'tamara, he did Umrah. So whoever went for Hajj or whoever went for Umrah. Okay? Awil Tamara or for Umrah, went for Umrah. You can write down Umrah in English, Umrah. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that Safa and Marwa are the signs or symbol of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whosoever went there for Hajj or for Umrah, okay, then what happens after that? Fala junaha. Okay, so let's look at those words. So fa and la, fa means so and la means not. Okay. And Jim, Noon, and Ha. This means to do is a sin or to blame. Okay. So it means to sin or blame. And the word from here is junahun. Noun is junahun. This means sin or blame. Okay. So junahun is actually a word, means a blame or a sin. So you can write down the word here, junahun. Fala junahun is the word. Okay. Now, so the meaning will be, so not sin, means there is no sin or there is no blame. Fala junahun is the word combination, but one more change will take place, but the meaning will be there is no sin, there is no blame. Okay. Also, when a noun, junahun is a noun, when it comes after the word la, it changes. Okay? And one example that we do all the time, when we say kalima, the word is la, means not. And the other word is ilahun. Ilahun means God. Okay? When we recite the kalma, how do we pronounce it?
La
La ilaha, right? So we are not pronouncing ilahun. We are pronouncing this as a ha, fatah, ilaha, right? So when la comes before a noun, it changes two dhammas into a fatah. Okay? Same thing is that la is coming before a noun, so it will change these two dhammas into a fatah. So the word will be la junaha. That's the word in the Quran. Fala junaha. So there is no sin, there is nothing wrong, there is no blame. Okay? So what the words is saying that, and when we read few more words, it becomes clear. Allah says that when you go for Hajj or Umrah, and you go between these two hills, Safa and Marwa, there is nothing wrong in that. There is no sin in doing that. There is no blame upon you if you go and do the sa'i. Okay? If sometimes some people started thinking that sa'i, which is going between the Safa and Marwa, is not the part of the Hajj, because Hajj part is maybe going around the Kaaba only. So why we have to go a little bit on the side and walk between the Safa and Marwa? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is clarifying that if you go for Hajj or you go for Umrah and you go and do a sa'i between Safa and Marwa, there is nothing wrong in that. There is no sin in doing that. There is no blame in doing that. Okay? So that's what the ayat is explaining that. Because both of these hills are the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And historically we know that Hajira, wife of Ibrahim alayhi salam, was left there with Ismail alayhi salam, and she ran between these two hills to find the water. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provided water in the form of the spring Zamzam. Right? So this was a sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This whole thing was a sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you are imitating that action and you are running between the two hills, Safa and Marwa, there is nothing wrong in doing that. Okay? So that is what is it. These are the signs of Allah. So whosoever went for the Hajj of the Baitullah, or he went for the Umrah to the Baitullah, then Fala Junaha, there is nothing wrong, there is no sin, there is no blame. Okay? So that is what Fala Junaha. So no blame or no sin. Okay? And the word after that is alayhi. Okay? Alayhi is again made of two parts. Ala and who. Allah means upon and who means him. Okay? And when you write these together, it becomes alayhi. Upon him. There is no sin upon him, or there is no blame to that person who went for Hajj or Umrah, and then at the same time he did the sa'i between the two hills. Alayhi, upon him.